transgender now. He's a black lesbian. Chachi's a black lesbian. He just told me he identified as a black lesbian.
I'm serious. I really do want you to look up gay animals.
There's no such thing as trans or gay animals, bro. That's not how evolution works. That's not how the sexual reproduction works.
A little bit like you strike me as a guy who likes to do your own research.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
I think you will learn a lot by just like exploring the world of gay animals.
What type of employment can you ever find with that type of research?
Is that what you spend your time doing, looking up gay animals?
Waste of time. It's just a waste of time.
So you're saying that anything we do.
Why should
It made us all straight?
Why should
God, the only way you can reproduce is with man and woman, male and female, boy and girl. You know, that's the only way you can repopulate the world.
That's true.
Being homosexual is not natural. Especially when you make it about your entire fucking personality is all about your sexuality. That's the kind of shit that we don't like.
And then make other people's problems.
But you're acting like we live in a world where like reproduction is necessary and like working is like necessary.
Reproduction is necessary. Are you crazy?
We don't reproduce.
Absolutely. Absolutely, reproduction is necessary. Reproduction is necessary because if we're not reproducing, then we're not continuing on.
Okay.
You know? Life continues on with you guys are just idiots, bro.
Vet does the transition surgery, so I know not to go there.
Okay. If we're talking about technicalities based on like human transitioning as transgenders, I would say that no, they're not transgender animals.
Can I identify as black?
That was a misspeak on my part.
Can I identify as black?
I was wrong.
Can I identify as black?
No.
Okay, so why can men identify as a woman?
No.
You know, race has more leniency than gender does.
And why does it become every other woman?
You can be mixed race, but you can't be mixed gendered, you know?
So I think that obviously.
So no, you can't affirm my skin tone, right? But you can affirm a mentally ill man that's pretending to be a woman.
Well, so, okay.
Come on now, and let him go into women's spaces. Come on. No, that's what yes, right. Biological sex matters. Biological sex matters.
I mean,
that's life, you know, XXXY.
Like, there's certain degrees, there's certain things that like are social constructs that we don't really need to enforce because it just doesn't matter, right? Like
a man can't magically pretend to become a woman and just be treated like a woman. That doesn't work that way.
Is like,
they can't go into women's spaces.
Who gives a shit?
What women do, real women do when mentally ill men are in their spaces.
That doesn't happen.
It don't, what? What? There was just a video of a transgender dude in the gym at the bathroom in the stall jerking his jerkin. Yeah, it happens a lot, actually. It happens a lot. Too much. If it happens one time, it happens too many times. How do you not understand that? How are you not a man enough to protect real women? Not trans mentally ill men.
Anyone can go into any bathroom and assault them. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Right? Like if we're talking about like protecting people from sexual assault.
But we're allowing these mentally ill men to go into women's spaces. And that's not okay.
I don't really think that's what we're talking about.
Yes, it is. You know how many medals have been taken from biological women by dudes? You know how many medals? Over 900 medals have been taken by biological men from biological girls. And that's way too many.
Do you know any
trans people? And Trump brought back common sense.
Do you know trans?
I know trans people. Yeah.
We know they exist. What else do you want? You
walk
past one on the street.
You'll
walk past one on the street.
No, probably not.
Shit just like we do.
Probably not, because I don't affirm mental illness in people. So I probably wouldn't have any.
But that's my point.
I wouldn't have any trans friends because I wouldn't be in the affirming of that. You know, I wouldn't say, hey, you're definitely a girl. I couldn't affirm it. And all these trans people are so triggered by every little thing that I couldn't be friends with a trans person because I just can't affirm that mental illness.
Wait, so
it's just not in me to lie.
So you have your lived experience and I have mine, right? And in my history, my past as a person, I have met and known many trans people. And
how long is your lived experience?
Some of them are like mean people, some of them are nice people, some of them are smart, some of them are weird. They're just people trying to live like the rest of us.
They're all weird.
Like but you can't say that because you don't actually know any, man.
They are, because if a man believes that he's a woman, that's weird.
Based on like,
if a man thinks he's a woman, that's weird.
To reality for him to be injecting too much hormones that interrupts their emotional stability.
Fucking.
I love the black lesbian Chachi. I love you, big boy. Are you cold?
And affect their emotional stability. Yes or no?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like,
It's not possible. So, again, why don't you
Are
just
you-
take
are
the
you
whole
making-
thing?
are
Then
you
why don't you
making
just
an
take the whole thing and get the whole transition done at once
Are you making
instead
an
of injecting it over time? Tell me that.
what's the point?
Again, if a doctor says, here, this is what you need to transition, why don't you just shotgun it? Why don't you just hit it like a freaking beer and just shotgun the whole thing? Because
That dude's annoying.
Most of them are. Give them facts and beat this to them.
Okay.
we're done. You can have a blessed day, sir.
I guess that was it.
You can have a blessed day. Bum, bum, bum.
Are you done?
Maybe I'm done when I'm ready to be done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you were walking away. I thought I wasn't serious.
I'm just tired of talking to ignorance.
Well, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to.
Oh, you're not trying to understand. You're trying to be facetious and you're making yourself look even dumber than you are.
Not. Does this sound like I'm being sarcastic?
Yeah, you got that.
I mean, okay, all right. If you're not gonna respect our conversation, I'm gonna walk away. But like,
Have
I'm
a blessed
genuinely
day.
trying- like,
You haven't shown respect all day, bro. Shoving that sign in my face all day. You haven't shown me a sign of respect all day, but yet you expect respect
No,
right back,
no.
right?
If you have it on tape, you can go back and look.
Yeah, and I was busy when you were trying to talk to me. I just got here. I was busy. No, I wasn't yelling at anybody.
You're asking for respect.
I wasn't yelling at
What's the
anybody.
difference?
I was
They're using
yelling.
a blowhorn too.
Yeah, I was
They're
yelling.
using a
I
blowhorn
was just
too.
yelling. Period. I was just talking into a megaphone.
Whatever.
I wasn't yelling at
He
anybody.
fucking ripped it.
Yeah, I did because you kept putting it in my face and touching me with
I
it.
tried to have a respectful conversation.
Nah, I was
You
busy,
pushed me
bro.
from behind.
I'm not obligated to fucking talk to you, bro. I said maybe later. I said maybe later. I'm busy.
Watch the tape. Watch the tape.
Oh my God, you're so triggered. Oh shit. He keeps asking me to look up gay animals.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Look up gay animals.
Oh, there's one. Look, there's a gay animal. There's a gay animal. It's a gay frog. I forgot about the gay frogs. Where are you going, frog boy? Press 1 for English. Here. They're all a little special ed. Thank you. Yeah, my wife got it for me.
Okay, the study failed. It was right.
Do I hear that?
Okay. Thank you. I don't like it. It's like I don't like the battle scars. You're good, man.
Battle damage.
They're turning the frogs gay.
I'm serious. I think you'll find it. Look up gay animal.
All right, you guys, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. I got a party to go to. It's my wife's family's, so I won't be out tonight. But tomorrow I shall see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I love you guys.
And that I appreciate you telling us that based on the policy that you currently follow, that you agree with me that there's nothing for anybody to risk our funding for because we follow the law, no more, no less. And you highlighted here the duty of your officers to...
Object to that? Okay, adjourn for 5 minutes. Okay, adjourn 5 minutes.
The presentations are done now. It's going to be like public comment and things like that. I believe. That way. Men's room that way. Women's room that way.
I like your jacket.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
I like your earrings.
Thank you.
I thought you said the dishes are nice. Everyone's just kind of floating around. I saw a mason earlier. I pointed the other way. Somebody's gonna see us.
So this is how we do it. Oh, I love it. You just started a mistake.
All right, everybody. This is like a 30-second warning.
Can do is what you get. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
So we'll go back into the regular business. We are still actually in presentation. And for the next, for the record, attendance is the same as when we went into break.
Oakley?
Yes.
Doyle? Yes. Tenny?
Yes.
Zanotti?
Yes.
DeWitt?
Yes.
Rumberg?
Yes.
Charlotte?
Number 6. All right, anything else? Number 6. All right, anything else? State your name and address for the record, and then the item you wish to have removed. State your name and address for the record, and then the item you wish to have removed for consideration on the regular agenda. Okay, seeing none, is there a motion on the consent agenda? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion on the consent agenda? Commissioner? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion on the consent agenda? Commissioner? Number 10. The rules of the City Commission, each speaker will be allowed 5 minutes to speak. Commissioner Coakley will serve as the timekeeper. This is the opportunity for city allowed 5 minutes to speak. Commissioner Coakley will serve as the timekeeper. This is the opportunity for citizens to address the commission regarding any agenda item or any other matter. Okay, hold on.
If I may to the crowd, if we could please do this as orderly as possible. If we just sneak out to the hallway for this, please make way.
Yep, thank you. So if anyone wishes to address the commission, please come forward. Print your name legibly on the registration sheet and state your name for the address For the record, and before we go into public comment, I do want to set a few clear expectations so that we can have a meeting that is fair, respectful, and efficient. We absolutely respect everybody's First Amendment rights. This is your opportunity to speak, and you will be heard. You have the right not to agree with us, and you do have the right to not agree with each other. That's part of a public meeting. At the same time, that right comes with responsibility. Speakers will have their allotted time, which is 5 minutes. Asking everybody in the audience to refrain from interrupting, shouting out, reacting during someone else's time, or engaging in side disruptions. When a speaker is done, we'll move to the next person without clapping, without applause, so we can efficiently move through our speakers. If someone becomes disorderly or disrupts the meeting, I will rely on Commissioner Coakley, along with our public safety team, to enforce the rules. That could include asking someone to leave so we can continue conducting the city's business. I want to make clear we do not regulate viewpoints, but we are obligated to maintain a safe, orderly, and respectful meeting. Speech that constitutes true threats of violence, incitement of imminent unlawful action, that disrupts the meeting, or conduct that materially interferes with the orderly transaction of business will not be accepted. So with that, I ask that we move forward with our public input.
Time for me to talk?
It is time for you to talk.
My name is Pat Race. I live at 1004 North Sheridan Street in Bay City. I was born in Essexville, but I've been to understand that. So look at what's going on. There's been much discussion about one particular, that your positions might change if you would understand the great peril that our country is in. I want to give you two numbers. 149 million people voted for the House of Representatives in 2024. If 10,516 had voted Democratic, we would have a Democratic House instead of the Republican House. Think about that. Think about your friends. And neighbors who didn't vote, going on with the climate, where he's decimating the green. He and Elon Musk have done, which shames me and should shame us all. We ought to know what we should be doing between now and November 4th. So to those people up here, please think when you're considering all the issues like we're discussed around ICE today, that there's an important way that we can understand the peril that our country is in. And certainly people here are going to vote, but you have to vote.
Jeffrey Florine, Fillmore, everything I say up here is my opinion. I'm here tonight to talk about the Bay City Bridge Partners. Let's not forget about these trucks. Very important. These people have been taking advantage of our community for a long time. But the good part about it is that people are coming together. We're boycotting these bridges. I don't think you'd be able to find one person in these chambers that is for the Bay City Bridge Partners. You know, we hear words like bridge authority or the bridge officials when we see this in the news. Make no mistake about it, folks. These people have no authority. They're not official. All they are is representatives of a company that's trying to get every penny from us. That's all they are. But these bills they send us out in the mail, boy, they look official. Threats with the state of Michigan. They're not in bed with the state of Michigan yet, folks, and we got to make sure they don't get there because they're trying real hard. And let's talk about this new general manager they sent here back in July. He's been invited to come here. We still haven't seen him. Anything you hear on the news anymore, it's, oh, the bridge officials. Bridge authority. That's wrong. Because they have no authority over us, and they're definitely not official. We are going to be in charge of these bridges. This new general manager, if I got his name correct, Pete Rakitic, that
it's possible like illegal migrants could be voting.
Absolute patriots. Nice to see you too, Mr. Bill. Lots been going on, Mr. Bill. Nick Shirley's video just came out, if you didn't know. Lots been going on. A lot. A lot.
What, how? I mean,
yeah, Carga, yeah.
Showing the ID?
Fishing like
We're just looking for these individuals as they're registered to vote here. John Thomas and Philip Thomas. Is Gloria here by chance? Because she's 100 years old and she voted last election from here.
Can you see my? I said I want.
I just want to make sure you're not 126 years old.
No, I'm not.
And do you think it's possible like illegal migrants could be voting?
Not really.
Do you know where the ballots might have gone? Like for 108 people, that were registered here?
When it comes to fraud, most people think about money. However, there's another potential massive fraud story taking place in America, one tied to the most consequential system in our country, which is our voting system. This has to do with everything about who runs the country and how elections are actually controlled. And if we don't have voter integrity, what even are we? And there's one state that is the breeding ground for potential voting fraud, and that is California, where it can take up to 1 month to count all of the votes, no voter ID, and millions of ballots are cast by mail. And with voter rolls that are extremely vulnerable to errors, such as over 200 people who are over the age of 125 years old registered to vote in certain areas. And now to see how easy it is to vote, I headed to the location to register to vote inside the state of California. Now this is the register of voters right here. And I want to ask him, why don't you need voter ID to vote here inside of California? I was curious, how come in California you don't need voter ID to vote?
Because when you sign your affidavit, you're swearing that you're telling us the truth, and we compare the signature that you put on your application to the
battery 65%.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it leaves any room for error with voter ID, or? Yeah, I'm just like curious because I want to make sure that like our elections are as fair and honest as possible, and I feel like voter ID is just something super simple to have. And do you think it's possible like illegal migrants could be voting?
Not really. What, how? I mean, what's showing the ID?
Yeah, if they don't have their ID and they could just sign on behalf of Richard Sherman, then they could technically vote, right?
They would be right.
Yeah, but what if they just don't care? What if like Richard Sherman and Billy Bob Joe just don't care? But so you don't think illegals would ever vote, would you?
I don't think so.
No. So instead of showing your ID, you sign your signature and then it is scanned to verify it is you. So technically speaking, anyone could show up saying they are someone, and if the signature is similar, that vote will then count. And with millions of people voting, it leaves room for fraud to occur. Just take these two examples.
A Southern California woman is facing 5 felonies after registering her dog to vote in 2 elections. The dog's vote was even counted in one of those elections. Those behind the stunt say she did it to show the flaws of the current system.
Hundreds of people who cast votes according to state records, but we found they've been dead for years. Including a woman who died in 1988, and records show she somehow voted in 2014, 26 years after she passed away. Then there's Julita Abutin. Records show she voted in Norwalk in 2014, 2012, 2010, and 2008. The only problem is she's buried here at Forest Lawn. Abutin died in 2006. Is it possible your mother voted in 2014?
There's no way.
Abutin's daughter Maravik says it's certainly impossible that her mother voted, but the LA County Registrar confirms they have signed vote-by-mail envelopes with her mother's name for the 2014 and 2012 election, even though she died 10 years ago.
So it's not some crazy conspiracy theory to think that people are illegally voting inside the state of California. And with the state receiving millions of illegal migrants, the opportunities for fraud now are even higher as millions of undocumented people are living inside of the state. Now let's go meet up with a man by the name of Urson, who has dedicated years of his life digging through voter rolls, finding fraud and inconsistencies throughout the state. So how bad is the voter fraud here in California?
Well, we actually don't know because law enforcement isn't really investigating it, and we don't have people qualified to actually figure that out.
And what kind of fraud is taking place?
Well, we have voter rolls of about 22 to 23 million people in California. And we have, just in Orange County per se, there's 60 to 70,000 changes a month that happens. So the amount of time and effort to go and follow up with every one of those, we just don't have the resources to do that.
And so what information have you been collecting about the voting fraud here in California?
We have people that are still in our rolls from 2008 that are still getting ballots mailed to them that haven't voted in 18, 16 years.
And so they haven't voted. What's the problem with them receiving those ballots?
Well, sometimes there's votes that happen later on with someone that hasn't lived here for 12 years. And we found several occurrences of that. When we turn that in, those are treated as independent incidences that don't affect the outcome of the election. So they're highly disregarded from our concerns as voters.
And what information do we have right here?
Well, we've got several different pieces that we're looking at today. One thing that's just a simple anomaly for people to understand is there's people that show to be 125 years old in our voter rolls. And that's a simple data flaw, but the issue is it keeps happening over and over again to the tune of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in every county. That's a large size like where we're at today. Another one is we have a lot of voters that are at central locations, 10, 12, 15 people at a place where what is this business? What is it doing? These people are still going to continue to get ballots. Another one is like a lot of the sororities in the dorm houses, where we have typical turnout, or voter turnout is like in the 50 to 70% range, but it's like 106 out of 108 votes cast. So it doesn't mean that that's fraud, but it means these are out of the normal order of what happens. And so that's what we're going to be going around and looking at today and seeing what's out there and what we can find. We have a system where you can register to vote in California without a driver's license number or social security number. Why do we allow that? That creates 9.6 million records that then the state has to send to the Social Security Administration. And when 75% of those come back with no matching Social Security record, it should make every California wonder, why do we have a system like that? Why do we have a system that's creating work and uncertainty?
And so what have you done to get this information about the voter fraud that's taking place here in California?
Well, we get our information from the Secretary of State. We get it directly from them. It's a lot of information and it's very complex. And so we get this from the state, we package it up, and we help with our other researchers across the state that go and break it down into their own counties.
So we have all this information, and now we're going to go head out into the streets of California